Never thought I'd fallen in love again. No, never. But my heart's been stolen again. This time, hope it lasts forever. We'll go beyond, 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 beyond. It's been a while now since love's been in this place. You see, many have tried, but no one could take your place, girl. Why you so beautiful? I see the future in your face, baby. Never in a million years I thought that you'd be mine, girl. That you'd be mine, girl. Never thought I would fall. No, never. But my heart's been stolen again. But my heart's been stolen. Last forever. We'll go. Ooh, baby. We'll go, baby. We keep going and growing, girl. The best thing is knowing, girl. Cause when we KISSING, all I can say is OMG. My love in my life, you make all things right, baby. I trust you, girl, with my life. I don't want nobody but you. I'ma put my ring on you. Never thought I'd. No, never. Ooh, baby. Again. This time, hope it lasts forever. We'll go beyond. We will go so far. Beyond. Beyond. You'll always find what you're looking for, and you ain't looking for a thing. We ain't looking for a thing. Yeah, you'll always find what you're looking for, and you ain't looking for a thing. Never thought I'd. Never thought I'd. No, never. Ooh, baby. Been stolen again. This time, hope it lasts forever. You hope, baby. I hope it lasts forever, girl. I hope it lasts forever, girl. Hey, 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 hey. We will go, baby. We will go, baby. Ooh, we will go, baby. We will go so far, baby. I hope it lasts forever, baby.
You know, I think I'm gonna really give up this life. Just try to be a better guy, you know. But wait, man, they got a great girl, you know, and they really feel like go treat you a certain way. I understand. So what's up with you?
The girls, man. Some things about kind of resolve.
I think I can just, apologize and start fresh and clear the slate, and hopefully, that will work out for me.
Well, if it makes you happy, give it a try. She deserves it, right?
Hey, give you a call and see how it works out, man.
Let me know how it goes.
For sure. Thanks, man.
No problem.
How you doing? Before you hang up, can you just listen for a while? I was stupid, I'll admit it. Should've never done anything to take away your smile. So I dropped my pride, all my cards are laid. I know I hurt you most definitely, and I'm trying to make it right. I wanna take away your pain. Said you need your space and you're trying to live, but I'm really hoping that you can forgive me. I'm wrong, I wrote this song, it's been too long. Forgive me, baby. Baby, please, this is my apology. I was wrong, I was wrong. Don't you leave, this is my apology. I was wrong, I was wrong. So baby, can I come over and show you how sorry I am? I'll make you my lady tonight. Oh, if you want it, put your request in and I'll be on it. We'll make sweet love all through the night. I didn't know you would pick up the phone, and now I'm wondering if you were alone, girl. If so, just let me know. I wanna plan a rendezvous. Please forgive me, don't turn away. I wanna try again starting today, honey. I'll fight, I'll treat you right. See me tonight, I'll fix this, baby. Baby, please, this is my apology. I was wrong, I was wrong, girl. Don't you leave, this is my apology. I was wrong, I was wrong. Don't you leave, no, no. I was wrong, I apologize. Oh, believe me, I do. I apologize. I was wrong. I'm sorry. Ooh, I'm sorry. I am. I'm sorry. I am. Baby, ooh, I'm sorry. Ooh, I'm sorry. I am. I'm sorry. I am. Baby, please, this is my apology. I was wrong. I was wrong, girl. Don't you leave. My apology. Oh, baby, please. Ooh, I was wrong. I apologize. This is my apology. I do. I apologize. I was wrong.
Hello.
Hey babe, what you doing?
Nothing.
Can you come over?
Yeah, not easy.
Anybody ever told ya what a woman really is? If you ever get the moment, show them how much they give. You're a shoulder I can cry on, arms I can embrace. Is to hear my deepest thoughts, protect her night and day. You are mother, sister, daughter, nieces, aunties, wives. You are amazing, cause you have given life. You are mother, sister, daughter, nieces, aunties, wives. You're all amazing, I try to describe. You are woman, yes you are, yes you are. You are woman, yes you are, yes are, you are woman. Yes, you are, yes, you are.
You have birthed the nations, a nurturer you are. You bless us with your wisdom, and you tended every scar. You have found me broken, you have shown me light. You ignited all my passions, and loved me through the night. You are mother, sister, daughter, nieces, aunties, wives. You are all amazing, cause you have given life. You are mother, sister, daughter, nieces, aunties, wives. You are all amazing. I try to describe, you are woman. Yes, you are, yes, you are, you are woman. Yes, you are, yes, you are, you are woman. Yes, you are, yes, you are, you are woman. Yes, you are, yes, you are.
To be a woman is to be blessed with unparalleled intuition, to be powerful, power independent of place or position. To be a woman is to be a mother, giving birth to sons and daughters, ideas, institutions, and business ventures. To be a woman is to be the current inspiration, the future aspiration of a young lady, of a little girl.
You're a masterpiece of harmony, a melody of life. You're a gem, a diamond flower in spring, you're one of a kind. You're a masterpiece of harmony, a melody of life. You're an African queen flower in spring, you're one of a kind. You are mother, sister, daughter, nieces, aunties, wives. So you are amazing. I try to describe, you are woman. Yes, you are, yes, you are, you are woman. Yes, you are, yes, you are, you are woman. Yes, you are, yes, you are, you are woman. You are woman. You are woman. You are. Yes, you are, yes, you are. You are woman. You are woman. So you are woman. Hey. And when obstacles manifest as natural, you are born for this.
To be a woman is to be the heart of the system, to be the one who brings life into our world.
Warning. What you are about to hear goes against traditional romantic counsel expressed by friends, family, and Instagram memes and quotes. Open-mindedness is advised.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, people of all ages, and welcome to another edition of the Senate Podcast. I am your host, Neil. Wait a minute. We are awaiting the arrival of Derek Marshall.
Yeah.
You there?
Yeah.
Yeah, Derek is there. Can't see you, but we will work on that in the interim. What's going on, my brother? How is everything? What's going on? Oh, there he is. Wait a minute. Hold on. There he is. What's going on?
I'm here. I literally just ran in the door. I'm here, ready to crank as usual. But before we do that, we make wrong things right.
It is well. Hold up. Wait a minute.
Left that one for last for tonight.
Can't make this shit up, man. Yeah, yes, my brother. You know, how is everything, man? You good? Everything.
I hear, man. I hear upon the scramble. But yeah, you know, I prepared as always, ready to rock. And I am here. How are things on your end, my brother?
Hey, good, man. Just tired, you know. Yeah, just tired. Just real tired. Trying to find some time to get things done, doing the Lord's work, but you know, it's very difficult. But you know, we progressing slowly but slowly. We inching up to that 200 mark. We out. What episode we at, my brother?
This is 199.
199. Can't get out no.
Can't real hand at this point. So we're looking to push forward to the 200, and the 200 will be a fast submission night because it's gonna be wild. I think that's really appropriate. That we have everything that you guys would have sent us, and we do everything on one show. I got like a fan appreciation. It would be great to get the 500 subscribers as well for 200.
Yeah, boy. Mm-hmm.
I see we have 498 or something like that, right?
Yeah, let me confirm.
So if
confirm, but we all saying sets like that. We where are we? Okay, let me see. We are on. Waiting for the page to load. We are on 498. That is right. That is astounding, my brother. We had so many milestones, so many firsts and everything like that. You know, we will have a period of reflection on this 200th episode. We will, you know, trying to figure out when the 200th episode is. We can't have it this Thursday, unfortunately, because I have other commitments. But of course, you all will be informed when we are doing the 200th episode. We will try our best to do something very special for you guys in one way or another. But we really do want to thank each and every one of you, whether you're a supporter, detractor, or whatever brought you to our channel, whatever, you know, you think about us and our content. We really do appreciate. I mean this sincerely. I appreciate you. I think Derek appreciates you too, but I was told not to speak for anybody else but myself, right? But we really do appreciate, yeah, we really do appreciate each and every one of you for rocking with us, whether you rock with us or not. But we do appreciate the building of this community, because it's not just about us coming here and talking and, you know, being on camera and having a podcast. It's about coming to some understanding with what's going on. As Derek always closes out the show, one of the things he says is, we come to change nobody's mind or anything. We just show you how to consider us reporters, right? Consider us reporters. There is a man in the street, is a man in the studio, all right? So there is a man on the street, he gathering the evidence, and we just putting a ball on it to let you know how school keeping, how the game is being played. We're not saying the game is fair. We're not saying it makes sense. We're just showing you the rules of the game as it is in 2023. But we want to thank each and every one of you for the support, for liking, for commenting, for sharing, whether it was a good comment or a bad comment, whichever, we appreciate it. And of course, because Derek is also the founder of G-Syndicate, I'm going to ask him to plug G-Syndicate right now, the premier acapella group in the Western Hemisphere.
Yeah, man. G-Syndicate, we always doing great stuff and working on some more stuff, preparing for more performances and stuff like that. So shout out to the guys, Kiamal, Waden, Mark, Brett, Hugh, always putting in good, solid efforts at rehearsal. We had some outstanding rehearsals recently, so it's always good when we get everybody together. So I really appreciate that. Shout out to those guys. I love them and appreciate them. So thank you for doing the stuff you do. And listen up for more stuff coming from us. You can check us out, G-Syndicate 6 on everything. Syndicate6.com, G-Syndicate 6 here on YouTube, G-Syndicate 6 on Facebook, on Instagram. It seems like if somebody back trying to play with the old account from before. So you got to type out the word 6 to get us on Instagram, on Twitter, SoundCloud, everything else is G-Syndicate 6. So as Mark would say, just Google G-Syndicate 6. You'll find the man.
Yep. And so check out G-Syndicate. They are a really good group. They have been nominated several times for many years for various awards. They have traveled the world or parts of it, and they're really, really decent group of guys too. It's just not about the singing, but that's just my personal bias. Anyhow, as I said, we are indeed the Senate podcast. We are asking you to please remember to continue to like, comment, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you don't miss anything. We do this content for you whenever we could do it. Whenever you see content from us, that's the absolute best we're doing. Trust me. If I could do this content full time, I would do it full time. Shoot, I was doing it full time, right? But we really do appreciate it. So like, comment, share, subscribe, hit notification bell so you don't miss anything. Let us like the content. Let us share the content so we could build the content. Anyhow, as I said, every Tuesday and Thursday, we come here in this space at 8 p.m. to talk the things. This is a No Dipsy Doodle space. We have these live streams. And before the live streams, Derek, we usually go on our Facebook page. You can give us a like and a follow on the Senate Podcast Facebook page. Derek usually goes on there and he usually posts what we're going to be talking about next. And we are going to be talking about the Pied Piper. Why are men still continuing to be influenced by Kevin Samuels even after his untimely demise almost a year ago? So this is going to be a very interesting one, because we have been influenced by him as well individually. So I think this is only appropriate that we do this episode for 199. Gonna happen for 200 and beyond. So let's deal with the present.
Well, you have some very interesting topics lined up for 200 and beyond, but we can get to them in a little bit. No, yeah, we can get to them. Don't worry about it. 200 and beyond is going to be hard hitting, to say the least, because it's going to address a couple of topics that might be considered a little taboo, probably just a little bit there in terms of the perspectives, but the conversations that need to be had. We will have those conversations, and hopefully we can come to some kind of greater understanding and appreciation of what is actually going on. And before I get into it too, let me also tell you all guys about the King's Gathering, May 6th, the Ginger Lily Hall. We're going over by the Mannings, as I like to say. Shout out to the Mannings. We'll be going over to the Ginger Lily Hall. Come on out. We're going to have some presentations on law, fitness, finance. What else? We got mental health. We're going to have a little bit of cocktails going on up in there. Dr. Kerry will be doing a presentation as well. She's going to be coming all the way from over and away to do this presentation. So big up Dr. Kerry. We're also going to be having, cultures, create a small business and that kind of thing. So it promises to be a very educational and entertaining afternoon. So come on, we're gonna try to keep it as tight as possible so you're not there the whole day. And yeah, come on out. It should be good. Sorry, this is going to be good.
It ain't gonna be shit. It could be good. It could be good.
It's going to be good.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So again, please let us know. I see Kevin just came in. So big up. Please let us know in the early if you can attend. I don't know if you're planning to attend. I don't know if Neil would have seen anybody in the emails saying that they had intended to be there. But just in case, reserve your spot. Don't let nobody come and get in front of you. And then we can't accommodate you and you walk out and sit at me and he make you stand up and that kind of things, So let us know in the early if you're going to be attending, right? Anyhow, last night there was a birthday celebration of sorts for the life of Kevin Samuels on YouTube. At the time of me prepping for tonight's show, the video had 173,000 views in 9 hours. Neil and I would be grateful if you get 173 views on the video. But my man got 173,000 in 9 hours. I watched a bit of the video and I went to the comment section of the announcement. They had an announcement a couple of days ago on YouTube. I went to that to see what was being said in the comment section because the comment section is always interesting. And as expected, there were scores of men who expressed how Kevin Samuels impacted their lives in a positive way, right? In a positive way. Surprisingly, or not so surprisingly, depending on how you get into the thing, there were also a number of women who expressed similar sentiments. A lot of women said that he saved their relationships, he made them be a better woman, etc., etc. Contrary to what people believe, when he was alive, Kevin Samuels had a huge female audience as well. So it was refreshing to see women in the comments section openly expressing positive thoughts and even gratitude to him. Just as there are supporters, though, there are detractors, and they usually tend to be loud. A few months ago, I came across an article by a young lady who said that her brother had been negatively influenced by Kevin Samuels and her brother was now toxic. I want to read a bit of that article for you guys as we get in to tonight's show. So Neil, if you got the article there, so
yes, sir, you're on screen.
Right, you could hook me up. Folks, hit the like button for us as the cost of admission as you come in tonight, right? That's all it is. Hit the like button.
Yeah, you're on screen when you're ready.
All right. This is from BuzzFeed News. It says, my brother is so far gone. All male influencers turned the men in these people's lives toxic. I won't read the whole thing. It's like 18 screenshots. It's kind of whittled it down so that you don't gotta be forever posting. People told BuzzFeed News how their loved ones have embraced deeply hateful and misogynistic worldviews since listening to alpha male influencers. And this is from late last year. So you can see how long I had it put down. A beloved brother who suddenly supports violence against women, a dad who minored in women's studies and now wants to murder effeminate men, a boyfriend who starts making misogynistic jokes. We asked our readers how toxic male influencers have changed the men in their lives, and they responded with disturbing stories. Supporters of the alpha male ideology, a term adopted by the manosphere to describe what they consider the ideal version of manhood, were dealt a blow when rising star Andrew Tate was deplatformed across several social media sites in quick succession in August. The former kickboxer and purported self-made millionaire found infamy online as one of the top influencers in an ecosystem of toxic male figures by defending traditional Western gender roles and preaching the gospel of misogyny. That is funny to me. I have to say, the gospel of misogyny.
I can see my future.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He and other creators like him position themselves as life coaches, teaching hypermasculinity and hustle culture through social media, podcasts, videos, and online courses to millennial and Gen Z men. Neil, which one we Gen X?
No. Yeah. We just before millennials.
You're just right, Gen X. Okay,
yeah,
cool.
Yeah.
Tate influencer Kevin Samuels, who died in May 2022, and Myron Gaines and Walter Weeks of the Depression Fit podcast, successfully built careers selling the idea of the dominant man to millions of followers while trafficking in anti-woman and anti-LGBTQ rhetoric.
That sounds so heinous, right? Oh my God. Oh,
you know, right?
It sounds
really terrible, right?
Yeah. Horrible.
And as you guys would have heard, and the other guy who receives a lot of criticism for his opinions is Andrew Tate. And Neil, I know you were big on Andrew Tate early out when you're juggling, and me not so much, but
yeah. But
a lot of the stuff that I heard him say, a lot of that stuff makes sense, right?
That's exactly why I was a big proponent, because the whole Bugatti and Top G and all of that there, like I knew he was a character, but when you get him in certain spaces and he spoke about certain things,
you hear the logic coming through, right?
Yep.
So I was scrolling through the gram a couple months ago and I saw this post from the Spiritual Word. Can we get that on screen for me, Neil?
Right? You're there ready.
And it says, United Kingdom schools are developing lessons to re-educate teens brainwashed by Andrew Tate.
Oh, wow, brainwashed people?
Yeah, I found this headline interesting. And the use of the word brainwashed, particularly captivating. I found the use of the word brainwashed captivating. When we think of brainwashing, we tend to think of someone in a catatonic state, zombie-like, who can't process information critically or think for themselves. That's what I kind of get when they think about, somebody being brainwashed. You're talking about zombie, right? What tends to get lost in all of the discussions surrounding these two gentlemen is the why of it all. And Neil always say, you got to ask why. The why of it all always gets lost. This is what I want us to consider tonight. If the messages and the messaging from Kevin Samuels and Andrew Tate and the Call Fresh and Fit and a whole set of others, we got to be in there on a local level, right?
Yeah, for sure.
If these messages are so antiquated, patriarchal, and misogynistic, why have so many men across the globe gravitated towards and embraced those messages? Why? Is it possible that all men are misogynistic across the globe? Probably not. Is it possible that all men are incapable of critical thought and assessment? That, we can just hear something and men can just fall with it lockstep and keep rolling with it. Now, I know men are continuously presented in mainstream media as dim-witted imbeciles, but contrary to popular belief, this isn't the case. I assure you, most of the men in my cohort are not like that at all. When you look in the chat here tonight, they're not dim-witted imbeciles in here either. You see my man Jerron in the house and Ruben, big up both of them.
Yep.
Yeah. What is more likely for us is that men agree with what these men say, because when we strip away that which is for entertainment, because as you said, you got a little character in there. When we strip away that which is for entertainment purposes, what we are left with is rooted in logic and observable facts. And how do we know? And how do we get these observable facts? Well, women called in every night to present these facts to hundreds of thousands of people on YouTube every night. Well, almost every night. Most nights on YouTube, 3 nights a week on YouTube, 2 nights a week on Instagram. They called in. You ain't saying I called them, they called in, right? And I told you, it's hundreds of thousands. The video, last night's video had 173,000 in 9 hours. Just because I'm who I am, let me do a quick check here. See, this is at 235,000 views now, right? So what are those facts that were presented? Because we're talking, say the message is misogynistic, it's patriarchal, it's antiquated, it suggested that, you know, is anti-woman, etc., etc., etc. But is it really? We look at the facts. These are the things we discovered from women who called in, right? What are the facts? Firstly, women generally would prefer not to have to work and support the family. Yeah, I know we hear a lot of this pretty talk about partnership, but folks, I assure you, all of that is cap. Let me get the sound effect here.
Oh, play. No, you gotta play it again, man.
I assure you, folks, that is cap. Right? Women want to be taken care of. And I'll say here, we as men should be looking to take care of. Right? I hope that doesn't come over as misogynistic and, you know, all the other things, patriarchal, etc. But for me, I want to take care of my girlfriend, wife. You know? And I think most of the men, especially in our age bracket, Neil, we're looking to do that.
Yep.
We're hoping that we can do that. We can find somebody that we can do that. Right? They want to be taken care of. This brings us to our second point. Women across the board want a man on their socio-economic and academic level or higher. Why? He has to be able to maintain the lifestyle. Not his, hers. And this is why we hear so much talk about six-figure earners these days. I can't recall, Neil, ever hearing so much talk about a man having to earn six figures before, let me say, 2020. Yeah? Now check this. The average wage in BIM is about $25,000 a month. That's the last I heard. That was last year or year before, Neil.
Yeah.
Chamber of Commerce there.
Yep.
So go with me, Neil. They think that work out to like $30,000 a year.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So if women wanted partnerships, it would be cool bringing their 30,000 to the table and pooling it with their man's 30,000. And let me say here, there are some women who are willing to do that. And if you are finding a woman who is willing to do that and is treating you well, let's roll with it. Hold on tight. Don't let you go. So, they're willing to do that. If you want, you could pool. But women generally don't want to do that. Yeah? Generally. Those of you who, if this shoe don't fit, don't complain about it. Generally speaking, right? Because when he asks how much of the would you want to have to work to pay significant bills? That's a question he would ask all of them. And when I ask that question, generally speaking, women say 15%, 25%. So they want the man to hold the line, share the bills. This is observable fact, okay? Thirdly, they want that man to be of a certain height, i.e., taller than they are. And he got to be in good shape too. They don't want a short, fat man, especially if he ain't got no money. So, to be real, you know, money can kind of smooth over a lot of things, right?
Money's help a lot.
Money's help a lot of things, right? So they want a man earning good money, look a certain way, got a certain height. Let me say it here, past a certain amount of money, a lot of these things don't matter, right? Just put it out there. Fourthly, that man must be a clean-cut executive. Remember, we covered a short. We did a short where a lady called into his show, married woman called into his show, wanted to get advice on how to divorce her current husband, he sat her down as a housewife. She wanted to divorce her current husband to get involved with an ex. Why? Because the ex was making more money and he was working in cyber security. Her current husband was working as a pipe fitter. Yeah? And pipe fitter ain't glamorous work.
Yes,
right? So they want this man to be a clean-cut executive. But he must still possess enough gangster in him so she can feel some danger while feeling protected at the same time. Now, here's the catch 22. This inner gangster cannot be directed at her. Yeah?
In any way.
Because when the time the gangster directed at her, well, you know, it's all them other things. All the labels come out. So she essentially wants a corporate Tupac, to use a phrase coined by MTR. Fifthly, they want this corporate Tupac irrespective of the personal decisions they've made that have brought them to the particular circumstances of their life. I.e., you know, and they're trying to work for either, and they're competing for that man. They just want that man, right? It matters not how their life is set up currently. They want that man. As you guys know, I went to a discussion forum a few weeks ago, and I heard a man say that men like women who are fit, feminine, and friendly. This is a term, as anybody who will watch Kevin Samuels would know, this is a term that he coined, right? And this made me give a right smile because many of the men present agreed with the guy who was speaking. And it was at that moment that I fully understood his reach. Kevin Samuels and his message had gone global, as the young people say. A little man tell me so that he gone global after he ran a knapsack last week. He was in paper and things, so he tell me he gone global. Right? Kevin Samuels' reach has extended, and please note the use of the present tense, because it's still happening today. Right? It has extended as far as Australia, Russia, and clearly right here in BIM. Have some of his talking points been taken to the extreme by some men? Yes. Most definitely. But this can happen with anything about which people feel passionate.
It happens with everything.
Yeah. It's sporting teams, political parties, religious factions. All of these are examples of that. And let me be real, we are passionate about our relationships. Kevin Samuels encouraged men to be the best version of themselves and then cover their women. Get this, because a lot of people feel it was a tear-down situation. He encouraged men to cover their women, and he was a big proponent of marriage. And a couple of things he said that didn't really make sense to me when he said, "You shoot, a high-value man can get married look to marry a woman in 6 months." To me, that's folly. Yeah. That is folly. That is a recipe to end up in the court system.
The arms house.
Yeah. Unfortunately, these points are rarely reflected or captured in the viral clips. The average at best video and videos like it, which gave him virality, they also vilified him in the eyes of many women and men. The part that very often gets left out by people commenting on these videos is the prelude to him being abrasive to the women on the line. Some people will say downright rude. I'll say abrasive. Very often, these calls are several minutes long. People just cut down the average at best video to like 4 or 5 minutes, but really and truly, that was a discussion for the better part of 25 minutes. And he was trying to say, well, look, why would a man on that level choose you? Essentially, well, look, you can't get that fella. Just reset. You could get a normal guy. But the studies are showing more and more that a normal guy simply does not exist for a lot of women today. They just don't see you, right? Very often, these calls are several minutes long. And a lot of the callers are rude from the outset. Come into the conversation with a lot of attitudes and stuff like that, which makes having a reasonable conversation extremely difficult at best. Then when he presents them their own reality, backtrack. He presents them their own reality based on what they told him. You don't make up nothing. They give him the information. He gives it back to them. And they refuse to face the consequences of ignoring the reality of their choices up to that moment. And then the conversation moves from difficult to impossible. And unfortunately, a lot of us, all we were interested in is that we got to see a delusional woman getting cooked in real time on the internet. But for me, you know very, very well that, that's the part of the show that I rarely tune in for. I tune into the monologue part. The monologue part is where the real teaching goes down. Right? So forget the women getting cooked. You gotta watch that part. Because that can be an exercise in frustration, listening to those women try to insist that, they can get what they want, or they should get what they want, even in the face of a preponderance of evidence to the contrary. Much like Hugh Hefner's Playboy brand back in the day, Kevin Samuels encouraged men in general, black men in particular, to see that they had value. And that ain't really the problem. Problem comes because he's encouraging them to strive for and want better for themselves. That's where the problem is coming. Kendra G said on her radio show after going on his program that she never saw so many men not want to deal with overweight women or single mothers and that kind of thing until Kevin Samuels came along. So ask yourself, why? Why should a man deal or want to deal with somebody else's children, for example? Why should a man want to deal with a woman who does not take care of her physical appearance? That's like the best way to put that. Who does not watch her weight? Let me just say it bluntly. Why should it? Because we know, based on what we see and what we hear from, the content we see every day, women don't want those things for themselves. That's the part. Women don't want those things for themselves. Maybe I said earlier, women don't want a short, fat man. They don't. And the interesting thing about it is, it's easier for a short, fat woman to get a man than for a short, fat man to get a woman. Tell me a lie. So he encouraged men to not only want better, to strive for better, but to want better, to do better for themselves. And then let that redound to his wife, woman, and his children, his family. And that is why, even a year after his death, men across the globe still follow him like the proverbial Pied Piper.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you are indeed watching the Senate podcast. Please remember to like, comment, share, subscribe, hit notification bell so you don't miss anything. And let's build this community. Now, I find it interesting, that article that you read right now. As you know, Derek, we both kind of, we are in, obviously we're in the manosphere, we're in the red pill space, etc., etc. And we follow some of that content, right? Like for me, I like Just Pretty Things, MTR. I like Kevin Samuels before he passed. There are a few content creators. Andrew Tate, some of the things he says, I found very insightful, and he was an entertaining character. Abba Preach, even though they don't describe themselves as red pill creators, they're more social commentators. But I find it interesting that, by and large, the red pill community is seen, or the manosphere is seen, as toxic, misogynistic, patriarchal, going as far as saying anti-LGBTQ, right? And none of the content I listen to from Just Praising Things, MTR, Kevin Samuels, going down the line, Abba Preach, etc., Andrew Tate, I didn't take anything that they said or their overarching message as what it is purported to be, in that I didn't see anything that was LGBTQ. I didn't see anything that was particularly misogynistic or anything like that. No. Yes, Andrew Tate and Kevin Samuels and some other content creators would use disparaging language toward women. And they would, say things like, shoot, if the man making 7 figures and he doing all of these things, he's a millionaire, etc. Shoot, because well met the man to play it, right? I didn't take it as misogynistic, nor did I take it. I know a popular school of thought is that we men want back our power. We've had power for millennia, and now that there's a paradigm shift with more equality toward women, men want back the power. Men jealous, men envious, men want back the power, right? And I just find it funny that that is not only vilified, but the language that's used as if, like, if you read the articles and you have no idea about the red pill space or the manosphere space or shoot any content creator, and you just heard an article like that, or even watch some other content creators that said these words, you'd be like, geez, on these men akin to, you know. And when you were speaking like with everything that you're passionate about, there's an extremist group. There is a small subsect of that community, or those that are passionate, that take that message and twist it into a very hurtful and dangerous extreme, right? And when you were speaking, I was thinking about like Islam, right? I was thinking about the extreme parts of Islam. Like Islam has a very negative connotation with some in the West, simply because of some of the things that a very small minority believe and perpetuate on the society, right? Can't use the terminology here, but you get what I'm trying to say, right? Back in history, even Christians, some Christians were radicalized and they did atrocious things in the name of Christ, God, the church, etc., right? But what I always say, do you think that religion itself is dangerous? Do you think that Christianity is dangerous? Do you know enough to think that Islam is dangerous? If you understand what I'm saying, it's like you question the atrocious things that a small subset do, a very minute fraction of these passionate things, and you carry across all of that that subcategory of society, and you think that that is a representation of it. Because if they could do that in the name of this thing, therefore it is representative of the entire movement. It's like feminism, right? Feminism is, we don't think feminism is a bad thing. Derek and I, we are feminists. We believe that women should have equal rights and have justice in a society. They should be able to make rules. They should be able to vote, get education, earn money for work done, just like a man, right? Especially in today's age, you want to be a coal miner, gonna do that. You want to be a cable, let's call those people that one as men as be plenty cables and thing for light and power. Go and do that. We have no lineman. We have no problem doing that. You want to be a fisherman, a seaman, or a sea person? I have no problem with that. Do whatever you want. But with feminism, just like anything else, that especially with people that within that are passionate, there comes the extremists, the ones that say abort black boys because men are dangerous. They're the ones that propagate that, they don't need no man. Those that set a standard and say a man must be XYZ ABC 1, 2, 3. If not, he's of no use or anything like that. You understand what I mean? So I just found that interesting. I found that interesting when you were speaking that I think that because we are speaking about something that is personal to a lot of very outspoken people, they think they take it as an attack. They take it as just undue criticism onto their way of life and their existence, their fabric and everything like that, and they twist it into this narrative of we men want women to get back in the kitchen, put the legs in the air, and if they talk back, we get them a smack. That is far from the case, right?
So far.
Because when you look at all of these same people that people condemn, the Andrew Tates, the Kevin Samuels, all of these people that are labeled, when you listen to their content, they have never said anything about smacking a woman. They've never said anything about doing reprehensible things to a woman. They don't say anything about, if you're an average man, you have a woman, they don't say anything about, bending over backwards and doing what the man say and the man is beyond reproach or anything like that. No. When these men speak, they're speaking from a space of there is a shift in society. We understand that there's a shift in the mentality. There is nothing wrong with the shift. Just be cognizant that men are better at certain things and women are better at certain things. Men and women are hardwired differently in the rearing and raising of children and the domestication and making a house a home. Men and women both play their role in it. And when you have this shift, a part of this paradigm shift, saying that women can do any and everything that a man can do, and men need to stop doing the things that make themselves men. You have this shift where you have effeminate men and masculine women. And then you have situations where the divorce rate is high, the marriage rate is going through the ground. You're having single parent households rising. You have all these statistics going all over the place, right? And it comes down to men are just tired. Men are tired. Because I think men were good with the rising feminism. I think we were, like, generally speaking, I think women were cool with women increasing in scholarships in schools, the attendance and the graduation rates. I think men were cool with the women going into the workplace, etc. I think by and large, men were happy, right? Either happy or ain't really care one way or the other, right? Shoot, some men would say it's another source of income to match the income to help raise the house, everything. Right?
I think that is really how men kind of, fell for the okie door, if you want to call it that. Because to your point, men kind of happy with them things. Men ain't got a problem with it. Because, shoot, how many men put women through school? So a man has no problem with the woman improving. The problem comes when the woman improves and then realizes she has no use for that man.
And to Derek's point, that's exactly the point going on. That's the line of bowling, right? And to continue down that line, men are just tired of feeling as if, one, we are not needed. Two, we are not appreciated. And three, we are a nuisance. Men are generally confused in where our place is in the man-woman dynamic. In the world, we got it covered. We understand where it is. In the world of work, we understand we've got to get on the Makamar, we've got to go and fight the wars, we've got to go and do the dangerous things. We have to lay our lives down to protect the infrastructure and society and way of life. We get that. Men been doing that for centuries, millennia, but this ain't new. So men ain't got the problem with them sort of things, right? The problem comes is that no, not only are we not appreciated, not only are we seen as irrelevant and unnecessary, but we downright are. We's the problem. We are the issue with the world and society at large. In a space and in a time where it is clear that, especially in the Western world, everybody has some sort of delusion or sickness when it comes to how they see life. I said that up to somebody last week, right? Like, everybody in the Western world has some degree of mental illness because of the way they were raised, the things that were placed on them, the influences that have been placed on us, TV, movies, socialization, a whole heap of things we've had to program and reprogram and kind of question and juxtapose when we were growing up, especially as men, that everybody in the Western Hemisphere, I think we got some sort of delusion and mental issue challenge, right? So to say all of that, to say, men follow people like Andrew Tate and Kevin Samuels. Kevin Samuels' reach is still far reaching is because what he did and what he said was something that a lot of men were thinking. I didn't necessarily say, because just like Derek, I was never a fan of when he was raking the women over the coals. But when you watch the episodes in their totality, usually the women were coming with that BS. Women were coming with this, I expect, I demand, men ain't this, that, the next. And when you ask them some basic questions about themselves and their lives and their lifestyles and the decisions that they would have made, you kind of wonder, but you are exactly what you don't want. Right? Like, a friend of mine was talking, I was talking to a friend of mine last week, and she was telling me how that she knows someone that has 2 children from 2 different men, is about 35 plus, and now demanding that the next man that comes along must marry her.
Right, Neil, don't let me go off on that tangent because
No.
that's a show. That's
right.
a show.
I know it's a show. I'm not going on the tangent, but I just wanted to touch that base. I just wanted to round that corner just to show you kind of like
the mentality.
The mentality and, dare I say, the delusion of some people, some women out there, and those exactly, right? Because as much as you don't want to believe this, there is a marketplace for dating. There is a marketplace for dating, right? Everybody, if there was no marketplace for dating, we would not have social media and dating apps for those express purposes. If we didn't have a dating marketplace, there wouldn't be so many bikini pics about the place. If there was a dating marketplace, there wouldn't be certain posts with men in the gym and men posting cars and all sorts of things. If there was no dating marketplace, and dare I say, if we were a society where we were like in certain cultures where we were
arranged
marriages. If we had arranged marriages, social media would not. What would social media look like? So to come on here, right? And I find it extremely hilarious that some of our detractors and some detractors of some of these guys and people in the space will come and say, "Oh, how dare you value a woman based on her body and her ability to cook and her ability to do this and do that and the next and the third and the fourth and bum, 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 bum." But yet still would be quick to post men looking all hunky and masculine, looking at men that are romantical, as Derek would say, looking at men that got the money, are willing to take their bae on trips. What it fascinates me, and people follow Kevin Samuels because, one, he spoke very eloquently and he made a lot of sense, and he connected the dots for a lot of men, and a lot of men either said, "No, he saying that I be talking about in the barbershop the other day," or he has he woke a lot of men to say, "Yo, I got a point here." And especially the older you get, you start to realize that a lot of the things that he has spoken about has come to fruition in your life. Like, that's why we come here and say every week, "Man, look, if you had this experience, put some ones in chat." And the chat is be full of ones. Why? Because in 2023, a lot of our experiences are very similar. A lot of us men have similar experiences, just like women have had similar experiences, because of just how people are and the way the world works. So that is why men following. And not only that too, right? Like, I hear a lot of things like they got a lot of single fathers and men that wasn't raising the children and this and that and the next and the third. But the real reason is that men just tired of being vilified. Because let's be honest now, we didn't have to wait to Kevin Samuels and MTR and Fresh and Fit and all these men, Andrew Tate, to come along to be vilified. We were being vilified. Shoot, The Color Purple. We was vilified in, what was the picture?
Waiting to Exhale.
We were vilified, right? We were either putting hands on women, we was either raping women, we was either on the download cheating on women, we were spending money, drug, alcoholic, deadbeat fathers, and women were beyond reproach. Women would do a little thing like tell a one lie here, or there was a misunderstanding and it's like, "Oh, I'm sorry," and it's like, "Take me back, baby," and everything good. Right? When you look at the novels that are written, remember Derek used to look at them books at school. The man was always this hunky, adventurous, mysterious, dark-haired stranger, and the woman was always chaste and pure, being in an unfortunate situation, needed to be saved by the hero. You understand? So we
actually, that's a problem with Hollywood. No, they're not reading their stories no more.
Oh no, they're not.
So everything is equity and inclusion and all them things, and the pictures ain't selling.
They are not. And when you look at the movies that are selling, the movies that do make sense, the movies that are well written, there is a balance and there is a story behind why certain people do certain things. I always say, right, I have no problem in homosexuality. I have no problem in effeminate men or masculine women. Once it is well written and it is lends to the story, I have no problem with it. Like Aliens. right? Like the franchise Aliens, you have Sigourney Weaver's character, right? Ripley. Now she is seen as the archetypal heroine for Hollywood, right? But when you look at her character and the trajectory that it had and where she started off, she was very feminine, she was very soft, she was very meek. But through the experiences of having to deal with an extraterrestrial entity that was killing all of her friends and looking to kill her, she had to suck it up, buttercup, and get the job done. She had to cut her hair. She had to, wear clothes. She had to wear an armhole because, it was hot and it was sweaty. She had, it was about adapting to the situation. And for her character,
there's a progression. You had to become.
Exactly. She didn't wake up one day and say, I want to be, armhole and cut hair and cursing and swearing and looking to kill people. And nah, she just had to survive. Right? And which is, I'm sure there's a tangent in there that a lot of effeminate men and hypermasculine women are surviving and putting on these tropes to survive and cope with everyday life. But anyhow, that's a story and a show for another time. But yeah, when you look at those things, when you look at there's, I don't know anybody that watched Black Sails, but Black Sails, I'm not going to talk it, but that did homosexuality very well, in my opinion, because this way it was written, it gave motivation and it gave purpose to a character in that show, and it made sense. And that character was still a masculine man. He wasn't even effeminate. He was still a masculine man. But this whole thing of, you got to be a boss bitch diva, you got to be able to do it like a man or this and that next, but still, man, we need you to lower your tone. Don't talk to me like that. Don't be so aggressive. Speak more. Talk about your feelings, etc. Is like, and I find it fascinating that you want men to do all of these things, but you don't want these men. You want men. You want men to be a shell of you want them to be a proxy for masculinity, but you don't want that proxy. You still want a man to be a man. In an age where we don't have, like, the world has been civilized, because the quickest thing that's come to say, oh, I want to talk, but we don't need y'all to protect us anymore. Y'all don't need this for danger anymore and anything like that. But you still want man to look the part, yo. You still want man to speak that speak.
And to your point, Neil, I just sent you a screenshot there. If you could put that on screen so we could discuss exactly what you're saying. Because, and again, this is a challenge that we have.
Sorry to cross you, but this is the last thing you sent me.
The last thing I sent you, yeah.
Okay.
This is a challenge with the whole feminism, if you want to call it that, etc. Because, again, we have no problem with women coming up being equal or all that. That's not the problem. The problem is, if we're really equal, we should be equal. That's the problem. It's not as equal as all that. And women don't want it to be equal. Check this screenshot. Let me know if you put a screen there, Neil.
Yeah, you're there.
So this is a lady. She says, 1, I said we couldn't take affectionate pics since we just friends. 2, he told me to shut the F up respectfully. 3, shut my ass up. 4, he was being verbally accosted by a nice street-dwelling gentleman, and I somehow managed to escape the conversation. Now, what is really interesting about this particular screenshot is that the lady who posted it. Chica is a rapper, a female rapper, who is a lesbian. And she's now involved with the man who, if you check number 2, what did he do? He told her to what? Shut the F up respectfully. So even the lesbian woman is attracted to that masculinity, right? But here's the thing, folks. That would be what you call toxic masculinity. When it might tell you, just shut the F up. That is the toxic masculinity coming out there. And unfortunately, too many of us seem to be drawn to the toxic parts of each other. But we can get into that in probably about episode 201 or so, 202, somewhere around there. If the progression follows correctly, we can get into that I ain't gonna get into that too much. No. So check the problem, because Neely also sent you a video he wants us to have. I got this video. I can use it again later, but I can't hold listen to more. This here, like when you wake up in the morning, you got to get the bathroom. This is one of them videos. I could not hold it anymore. So those of you who are in for a trigger, please hit the like button. Please hit the like button.
If you're in for a trigger, hit the like button.
This is going to be, this is one of them ones, right? And because again, you talk about how we are vilified, we are the problem. And this lady, this is one of them things, icks about men, right? They had one of them circulating here, right here in Barbados.
Oh, yes,
about men, right? To protect the reputations of the innocent and guilty alike. I did not use that one, but this one is from a lady who is, you know what? This is her icks about men. Let's have a watch of it.
Let's get it.
But single mom version. So something that's been getting under my skin is men not understanding what it means to be a single mom. So as a single mom, a single working mom, I have my plate full to the maximum, right? I don't have free time. The time that I do have free, I just want to relax. So one, I get it. I'm single. Yes. Do I want to date? Sure. If I meet the right person, right? But if you invite me out for a dinner, or drinks, especially during the weeknight, come on. You know I have things to do. I'm sure you have things to do the next day. I have a child to take care of. I can't just go out late at night just whenever, right? So you have to take that into consideration. So if you're really going to invite me out, one, make it worth my time. And what do I mean by make it worth my time? Just don't invite me out to dinner and drinks. Get creative. Invite me out for an activity. Do something different. Do something that's going to be worth my time and effort. I am taking time out of my evening to meet with you, to go and enjoy your company, to see how things work, if we're compatible. I'm making an effort, so I expect you to make an effort. So don't just assume that I'm going to be able to drop off my child somewhere, because most likely I'm not. So unless you're offering to pay for the babysitter, I'm not going on that date. Also, offer to pay for the babysitter. That's going to make me more receptive to want to go and spend my time with you. And another thing, do not just assume that you can invite me and my daughter out. No, I do not introduce my daughter to guys. That's a no-no. So there's that. And also, don't just assume that you're going to invite me out for drinks and I'm going to show up. What makes you think that I'm going to put my safety in jeopardy by drinking and driving? So unless you're going to offer to pick me up and drop me off or Uber me there and back, it's a no on the drinks during the week. So moral of the story is, come on guys, if she's a single mom, she already has a lot on her plate. So don't add to her plate. Don't make her life more stressful. Don't make her plan out the date that you want to take her on. Like, that's not going to happen. So all I'm going to say is, do better. And to everyone asking me out on freaking dates lately, literally, if the shoe fits, then it fits, okay? That's all I gotta say.
Oh, this is priceless. I love the fact that, one, if the shoe fits, the shoe fits. I love the fact that women can say whatever, however it line, but as soon as the man open him out, it is separate. Yeah, right? The second thing that I find striking, right? This is exactly, because I think Derek put this because it kind of speaks to what I was talking about, what we're trying to say. She just gave us rules to dating a single mother. But she wants the man. She doesn't want to be dated and have to plan dates. So it's like, the man can't be a man and lead how he wants and plan the dates how he wants and everything like that. He has to do it how you want it done. And then you are going to say something like, man, gotta do better. So it's like, you want us to be men or you want us to be the man you want? You understand what I'm saying? And it is very, I agree. The thing about it is too, there's some points that I agree with, right? Like the meeting of your child.
Okay. I suppose there's one.
Yeah, the meeting of your child, I agree with that. That's about it. That's about it. But but it's like, so you have a child, you have responsibility, you are busy, etc., etc., etc. And I get that.
Look, Niels, stop right there. I want you to repeat that there for me. Repeat everything you just said.
I understand that you are busy and you have your child and you have a lot on your plate.
Good. Stop right there. No. Check what you just said. I understand that you are busy and that you have a child and that you have a lot on your plate. Those are you problems.
All you problems.
All of those are you problems. And these are the things that Kevin Samuels was talking about. Because girlfriend cute. Then we take that from she. Good looking woman, right?
Sorry, not to cross you, but that plays a factor too in this entitlement.
Sure.
A lot of people either look good or feel they look good and got a high demand.
Yeah, right? So she cute, she look good, she knows it, all right. But them is your problems. What? So you want the man to solve your problems to take you out. Okay.
But that's not your thinking.
Nothing wrong with that. But here's the thing.
Hmm.
Why should he solve your problems to take you out? Why do you think that you are in a position that you could call a shot like that? Why? Because, all right, let me break it down to numbers. Think of that's what men is do, right? All right. If I carry what you got to pay for babysitter, you got to pay for Uber, then they got to turn around and plan the date. You don't just want a coffee date, you want an event. That's her words, not mine, right? So let's say for argument's sake, we going up for 2-3 hours, right?
You want to go kayaking?
we see that kind of stuff, right? So let's say for argument's sake, we going out for 2-3 hours, and we can use $10 an hour for the babysitter. $10 an hour. Now we all know babysitters probably way more than that, but we can go with $10 an hour. So that's immediately $30 I got to look for, right? For the babysitter. All right. You want Uber? I don't know how the Uber thing is go, but let's assume for all intents and purposes, that's another $10 total, right? So now we have $40. We have not gotten to the establishment to have this event yet. We haven't. So then they got to turn around now and pay for the event, not just for me, but for you as well. And here's the thing, folks. Men understand that we have to do that. We get it. As Neil said earlier, we get it. So we have $40 in the hole already. And as she said, we're just trying to see if this can work, if we can vibe together or whatever. $40 in the hole, and we have no clue if we can mesh. If I go and I date somebody else that has no children, for example, immediately that's $40 I save. just in the babysitting money already. That's $30. You don't want me, I got either come and pick you up and get it, or I gotta send an Uber for you because you clearly want to drink to excess because you don't want to come back. But if I pick you up, you coming back hurt. With me, a total stranger coming to your door, and you ain't got your full senses around. Who in the right mind wants to sign up for this? And here's the thing, she's speaking with so much confidence. And these are the things that Kevin Samuels talks about. And say, look, why would any man make this as a logical decision when he got another option over here?
I can tell you exactly why, right? Because part of my makeup, my father always taught me that whenever you're going into a debate or you're going into make points, you have to think of your opponents. Yeah, right? And I've thought about it, right? So like the thinking is, you want access to me. You asking me out. Therefore, these are my demands. Because that's essentially what it is. I can see these are my demands. These are my terms.
Understood.
Right?
And we appreciate that as a fact. I want access to you. But at which point does the man say, you know what, this is more trouble than profit?
It too high for me. Because let's be honest, right? She's a good looking woman, right? And we can all surmise that she ain't just picking at any old dude, right?
Facts.
The man got to be taking care of himself, both mentally, physically, and financially, and he needs to be about something. So, shoot, me and you, Derek, we don't have a chance there, right? That man got to be looking and moving a certain sort of way. And if he is looking and moving a certain sort of way, you come in with this laundry list of demands, as Derek said, you ain't the only one. I mean, I get it. I understand the thinking in that you somebody is asking of your time. They want to take you out. They want to get to know you better. They're interested in you. And you figure that, okay, well, if you want access to me, this is what it's going to cost. And there's nothing wrong with that. I always say, right, I have no problem in, if I ask you for a service or for something that I'm interested in, if you offer something, you have something that I want, and you set your price for it, it is up to me as a potential consumer whether to pay that price or not. I don't haggle. I don't, like, for example, Derek, if I were to book you and G-Syndicate for a night, I ain't gonna come and tell you what Derek, I want the friends and family discount, even though we're close friends, whatever. If you tell me to do this venue for this amount of time and this amount of hours, whatever, is X amount of dollars, I can be like, all right, let me see my budget and see if I can work it. If the numbers can't work, I would tell you, well, sorry, I can't work it. And then if you come back and say, well, I will work with you or whatever, then that's a different conversation. But the initial conversation is, and you are one of my closest, oldest friends. So God forbid we talk about total strangers. No. If you come and tell me that I got to pay for Uber and I got to pay for babysitter and I got to pay your nails and I got to send you cash out money and I got to carry you up on an experience instead of just a wine and food date, and I got to tell you that, I can be like, all right, cool, I understand, but that just ain't
worth your squeeze.
It just ain't worth for me. You understand what I mean? And yeah, I may be missing out on the love of my life for my potential wife, but you know what? God got me covered. You understand what I mean? God got me covered. It's just fascinating to me. And you know what? I wanted to take the single mother thing out of it because that's irrelevant, you know. Yeah, really and truly, it does not matter how she look. It don't matter what she got going on in her life. She could be a single woman and she could be an average looking woman. The point is that she will still feel entitled. You have come to me for what I want, so let me extort you for what I can get. And that's what it is there. In some of these cases, is extortion.
Yeah, because here's the thing. One would have to ask, all right, he's a single mother, etc., etc. Did the other guy have to jump through these flaming hoops and gasoline drawers to get access to you?
And the answer will always come back as no.
Did he? No. Right? And that is a problem. And that is why the messaging today is resonating with so many men. Because guess what? She's still negotiating this shit that we just watched. She's still negotiating as if, but yeah, it's the shit. They got it.
But you know somebody gonna pay it though. And that's
somebody gonna pay.
And also,
that's the problem.
And that's the second. I think that is the second component as to why Kevin Samuel's influence is is resonating so much, because he's showing the men another path to getting women and to having the woman of that they want, or the women they want, or the lifestyle they want.
Before time somebody would have paid for sure.
You don't have to pay. No. Just work for yourself and everything will fall into place. Work on yourself. Yeah, sure, they got certain challenges and certain things that we got in our lives that have us at a disadvantage. Not all of us are tall. Not all of us are attractive. Not all of us have intelligence or ability to do certain things. But you can make the hand you got work. And you could carve out a nice life for yourself if you seize opportunities and look to do the best with what you have. Education, learning a skill or a trade, getting in the gym, taking care of the skin you got. If you're a butterface, take care of the butterface. Find a style of hair, beard, or clothing or whatever to accentuate however you look. The point remains is that in 2023, I got Derek, I don't know if you think, right? I got Pinterest. You got Pinterest? I got Pinterest. And my Pinterest is littered with things tailored to my body height and complexion. Clothes, hairstyles and color, beard styles and color, shoot, even down to tattoos, all sorts of things I have tailored to me. Interest in career and film and stuff like that. My Pinterest is littered because at the end of the day, and Dr. Carey showed up, Dr. Carey, she told me it's like a vision board. Right? Mm-hmm. She's big on vision boards, right? And that's my digital vision board, right? I have no, like, up to the day, you'd be scrolling and thing, you're saying, you're looking at, I look at men's physiques because I literally just type in 6'5", 220 pounds. How would that look as a bodybuilder? And how I want to eat better and stuff like that. Improve yourself however best you can, however it tailored to you, right? Shoot, if you know that you're a short man, 5'5", and you're the best looking man, and despite all of you can do, you can only look however you look, and it's not attractive to most women, get your education up, learn a skill, and get your money up, right? Jay-Z said, There's no such thing as ugly billionaires, right?
Believe it.
So when you roll up in US class and you looking like Frodo Hobbit straight out of the Shire, right? You can get play. I just saying, because women, and that's been highlighted on this very podcast from ball one, day one. Women want to know that you stable. Women want to know that you got it and that you can provide and you can problem solve. Money, check what money does. Money provides, money protects, money problem solves, and procreation, money got that covered too. So that is why women use that as the tank pole or the benchmark.
The barometer.
The barometer for men. So get your money up. Get your money up and you will not have a problem.
I'll say this, right, Neil?
Go ahead.
People just think that, and I discovered it very recently too. Remember late last year we had a meeting, a live Senate meeting, in the HQ, and one of the guys came through and he was sharing a story about he attended his reunion, and the guys were there. And they were fellas established now in life, and the girls that back then would not give them the time of day. One lady in particular, who shall remain nameless, she was all up in the fellas now because the man paying a black card, right? Yeah. And this particular lady went downstairs, and when she saw the ride that one of the guys was pushing, she was ready to engage this man. And these men older than we, Neil. This lady is older than we are. But even at that age, the hypergamy kicking in and is like, yeah, let me get the best deal I could get here.
Yep.
Right? So people are saying that these things fictitious. That means we're pulling these things out of the ass. Nah. These things has happened in real life right here in Barbados.
And it's almost predictable. It is predictable and almost formulaic. Right? Yeah. And that is because Kevin Samuel's showing us, yo, I understand. You still pay for play, essentially. You know, baby, I got you covered. Half for that money for the Uber, half for the money to get you nails done, half for the money for the dress, half for the money for the babysitter. Let me carry you to a 5-star restaurant. Let me carry you to a Beyonce concert. Let me fly you out. Let me do this. Let me do that. The woman will still be unhappy in the end. So it matters not what you do to woo her. What Kevin Samuels was to show you is work for yourself. Be better. Because that point is one point that nobody ain't got a problem with. Men got to do and be better. Dare to say at the end of every podcast, be the best version of you for you. And that is for everyone that watches our podcast. And there's a podcast for men. So we definitely talking to the men. We got a whole convention called the King's Gathering on May 6th at the Manins. Because we want men to be better. Of course, women could come because men want women and women want men, right? So come true.
Let me get the information.
But the point remains is that you can be better, and if you do it right and you take care of yourself and you just make sure that you put a little effort into what you're doing and your purpose and your body and your finances, you ain't gonna be extorted. You ain't gonna get a list of demands. You gotta be talking to your lawyer and talking to your banker to see if you can make this thing work and jerry-rig this thing. You could just turn up. Woman can let you and say like, hey, how he move and how he look and whatever. And she will make a business decision. Because check it, man. Check it. It is not us that has to make a business decision alone, you know. Because watch, we ask the question, will you marry me? The woman then says yes or no based on the business decision. She makes a business decision. So don't get it twisted. I understand that modern feminism has it that women are the prize. But if you play your cards exactly right and you do exactly what you need to do to make yourself a better person, a better man, a better provider, a better problem solver, a better protector, you ain't gonna worry about who is the price. That can be evident. Consider. There's a saying that somebody once said. Women always find themselves around where quality men are.
Mm-hmm.
When you go to the bar, when you go to any bar, any Friday night, anywhere, and you got a certain ilk and a certain standard or whatever, you can see the men that got it. You know the men that got it, whether financially, charisma, looks, charm, popularity. Them men don't struggle. Women always buzzing around them. You think that man feel that oh, that woman is depressed or that woman is depressed or whatever. Are the women looking at him and saying, yeah, boy, I got to secure that. I got to secure the bike. So don't get it twisted. Don't get it twisted. The narrative has brought men to the brink of, are I really necessary in this whole thing? Are I really good enough? I really could be good enough. But the focus should not be on women. You should not be focusing on saying, let me get my money so I can attract a woman. Let me get in the gym so I can attract a woman. Let me work on my education, on my skills to get a woman. Because that woman is going to come and that woman is going to go. And we've covered it in this space. There are a myriad of reasons why a woman leaves a man. At 70 to 90%, depending. A myriad of reasons. And it has nothing to do with finances. It has nothing to do with infidelity. It has nothing to do with ability to provide and problem solve, etc. In some cases, it ain't got nothing to do with the man at all. One just simply fall out of love.
You see you, Tia.
She just feel like graduating. Got enough credits to move on.
The 4.0.
The 4.0. So I just saying, this is why this content and the influence of Kevin Samuel still resonates with men. Because men are starting to realize, hold up, I am kind of necessary, you know. I kind of am a prize. I kind of am desired and necessary, especially if I take care of myself. Or if I am not there yet, here are the things that I could do. You know, before Kevin Samuels was into the heavy like manosphere space, the man was into fashion and colognes and fragrances, and the man was always dressed dapper. And this before, like if you watch his early content and the man would tell you straight, like this tie will go with this suit, and you know, this fragrance goes with this time of day, and you know, this is what you need for face, for skincare and stuff like that. Kevin Samuels, no, when he first come out the game, he was talking from a presentation standpoint. But then he kind of looked around and said, nah, here the women tell it, hear the loudest voices in the room, we are necessary. We indeed it. And you want the highest the highest value man in the room, but you are not. Do you qualify to be the most to be with that man?
Not only that, I think is the question that a lot of ladies will have to ask themselves is, do you really like men like that? Yeah, or you know, because they say that, you know, the word misogyny is thrown around just like that, but we never really stop to think about misogyny and stuff like that. And it is quite possible to hear hateful stuff about men on a daily basis. So you gotta really ask yourself, do women really like men like that? And I said it in another chat to yesterday. I find that men want relationships with women more than women want relationships with the men. Right?
And not to cross you, but to your point, I want everybody in the chat from all over the world. Do you more hear women say things like men ain't no good and they can't stand men? Or do you hear men saying that more so that women ain't no good and they can't stand women? In this very week, in the very last week alone, I have heard men ain't no good a good few times. I have not heard that from any man. I have not heard that from any man at all.
But, you know, men are problem solvers. So a lot of men, and because the numbers are showing, I would say that the average man really don't count. Women want, 90% of the women want top 10% of men. So what men doing? Men deciding, well, let me go someplace else and find women who want to be part of my program.
Passport bros.
Then the passport bros, that they combating it. So they're moving to shoot. We had a passport bro on this very show. Big up my Ramel Miller, man. Big up Ramel Miller.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah. Big up Ramel Miller. Because his wife is from Colombia or something like that.
Yeah, South America.
So men are finding ways to solve the problem, and men are saying, you know, well, I do have value. To Neil's point, I am men working on themselves, improving themselves, and they realize, you know, I don't go take the bad up, so I can look for better options.
You know what I find particularly fascinating about what you just said? I find it fascinating that men ain't no good. Men need to do better. Men dusty, particularly black men. in a use, in a good, single fathers, abusers, all these things. We are bad. We're the problem, right? So black men say, very well, they have gone to find their mate and getting through.
Yeah.
Right?
Getting through.
And you vex. You're upset. Look at the black man going out there and getting other women and this. But you if you
Although
are,
that they're saying they've gone and said that the women are uneducated, they're this, that, and next, third.
disparaging, and that is far from the case.
And the men are going over there to take advantage of them and stuff like that. And
Yeah.
they're going over there tricking. They got
Yep.
paid to get the women and stuff like that.
The
But here's the
ages
thing.
of these women, yep.
They could start here. Well, not here. They could start in the US and do exactly the same thing. Because you got money to get access to certain women. So that's, I mean, it really don't make a difference.
And
They
then
see me here saying that they say women they know good, but not that they don't want them. Yeah. That's the critical part. Men still trying to get in the relationships with women. And that's the foolhardy part, man. You can't get in a relationship with a woman and then try to change she. So you go.
Don't do that.
Don't do that. The good women out there, you gotta find them. You gotta find them. Now it might require you changing, send you to change your dating pool, but gotta change your pool and find a way to access these good women.
That is the hilarious part about it. We are told to change our dating pools, and we have changed our dating pools, and people vex.
And the vex. The vex. Because they want right of first refusal. That's really what it is.
How twisted is that? You want the right of first option to say no.
All right, I'll put it to you this way, Neil. Imagine you going in a plane, right? And for every reason the plane going down, you gotta bail out. Right? Plane, you thought that this is gonna be a super ride, you gotta bail out. You pull your parachute, nothing's. And then when you realize, shoot, I'm gonna back up shoot, you won't be upset. You won't be upset. These men are moving out. Them is the backup shoot.
Well, no, but there. Let me be honest. If you're in that situation, you don't got time to be upset. You'll be so frightened and look at the parade, trying to catch as much men as you can. You know, that time to be vexed.
Yeah, it is what it is. Of course, this has been a interesting discussion. We got some more lined up for you. This is episode 199 of the Senate Podcast live stream, the Pied Piper, right? 199. So, as Nia said, we won't be here on Thursday, but next Tuesday, we will be here for episode 200. We will be raising the bar like Brian Lara for episode 200. And that is going to be a doozy. I have already put it together. I have the content there ready and waiting. And then, schedules permitting, from probably next Thursday, I don't know, Neil will go and let me know. We will be cranking with some really heavy topics. Got some lined up. 3 in a row that are going to kind of dovetail from tonight's conversation. Some of the things that we've seen. We got an episode called $1 Million Baby. Is that the first one? We got Mommy Dearest, $1 Million Baby, and Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. Those are the next 3 episodes that we are going to do.
There's only MCU that got a franchise.
Yeah, we
got trilogies too.
We got trilogy. And we are going to be here for those presentations. And I want you all to tune in for those, because those are going to be touching on topics that might be a little out there. And I'm saying to Neil, I hope that we can get to episode 204. Being cast, because as always, we can talk to these things, we can talk to them sensitively, but there are things that need to be said, things that need to be acknowledged, and we are going to deal with those things from next week, right? Because as usual, folks, Neil and I, we don't make it the rules, we just make sure you know what they are. Yeah, you can ignore reality all you want, but you cannot ignore the consequences of ignoring reality. And I am going to present a lot of reality starting from next week, right? A lot of reality. Be the best version of you for you. Yeah, be the best version of you for you. We are going to see you guys next Thursday. I don't know if Neil has
next Tuesday.
Crap. Yeah, this is Thursday. This Tuesday, right? Yeah, so we can see you guys next Tuesday. I don't know if Neil got any shorts lined up for you?
I can try to deliver something for you this week. I can try to get at least something to you.
Yeah, so that you don't leave you guys in the lurch for too long. But yeah, folks, please remember. We can see you guys later. Have a good one.
Peace, love. Be safe.